Ty never thought a simple walk through the town would turn his world upside down. But there, across the street, he saw something he wasn't ready for. Amy and Nathan, standing close, talking softly. His heart stopped for a moment. Why were they together? What was going on between them? The shock hit him like a cold wave, and confusion clouded his mind. Ty had always known Amy was special. They had shared so much: laughter, pain, and dreams of a future together. But seeing her with Nathan, the man he thought was just a friend, felt like a sharp twist he didn't expect. His steps slowed as he watched them, unsure if he should call out or stay hidden. The familiar warmth he used to feel melted away, replaced by a quiet ache he couldn't explain. Every memory of Amy and him flashed through Ty's mind. The long talks on quiet nights, the way she smiled when she believed in him, the promises whispered under the stars. Those moments felt distant now, like a story from another life. Nathan's presence beside Amy made Ty wonder if those memories still meant the same to her. Ty's heart raced. Was this a new beginning for Amy and Nathan? Or was it something else? Questions filled his mind, but answers seemed far away. He stood frozen, caught between hope and fear, unsure how this moment would change everything he thought he knew about love and friendship. He wanted to believe Amy would never choose to hurt him, but seeing them together made him question everything. The street around him seemed to disappear, leaving only the weight of the truth he wasn't ready to face. The quiet town that once felt like home suddenly felt like a place where everything was shifting, and Ty was caught in the middle. This moment was not just a chance meeting, it was the start of something new and uncertain. Ty's journey was about to take a turn he never saw coming. What would happen next? Could hearts heal when trust was broken? The answers lay just ahead in the new season of Heartland. Ty's mind was a storm of memories and emotions. He remembered the days when Amy's laughter filled the air and their hands fit perfectly together. Those moments felt so real, so close, yet now they seemed distant, like something from a dream slipping away. He had believed their bond was unbreakable, built on trust and years of shared history. But now, seeing Amy and Nathan standing side by side, something inside Ty twisted. Nathan wasn't just a friend anymore, at least that's what it looked like. Ty thought about all the times he had trusted Nathan, counted on him as a brother. Could Nathan really cross that line? Could Amy really choose him over Ty? The thought made Ty's heart ache. Ty's memories took him back to quiet evenings when he and Amy talked about their future, about building a life on the ranch, about raising a family. Those plans had felt certain, but now those plans felt fragile, like glass ready to break. Ty wondered if Amy's feelings had changed during his absence or if something had been hidden from him all along. The weight of the past pressed on Ty. He thought about the fights they had, the times he had pushed her away, the moments he wished he could take back. Maybe the distance had allowed Amy and Nathan to grow closer. Maybe Ty had lost more than he realized. Yet deep down, Ty wanted to hold on to hope. He wanted to believe that what he saw was only part of the story, that Amy's heart still belonged to him. But doubts gnawed at him, quiet, but powerful. How could he face Amy now, knowing things might never be the same? The memories of love and laughter battled with the harsh reality of the present. Ty felt lost between what had been and what was becoming. His heart was torn, unsure if he should fight for what he had or accept what was slipping away. This moment was not just about seeing Amy with Nathan. It was about Ty facing the truth of change, how people grow apart, how love can be tested, and how sometimes the hardest battles are fought inside the heart. The story was only beginning, and the road ahead was uncertain and full of pain and hope. Ty's hands clenched into fists as he wrestled with the storm inside him. The urge to confront Amy burned fiercely, but a voice inside held him back. What would he say? How could he explain the pain that twisted in his chest without sounding weak? The words felt stuck, heavy and sharp, like stones weighing him down. He watched Amy and Nathan from a distance, their easy smiles and quiet talks cutting deeper than he wanted to admit. Ty knew he couldn't avoid this moment forever, but the Fear of what might come kept him frozen. Would Amy be honest with him? Would Nathan stand by his side or betray his trust? Ty's heart begged him to speak, to clear the silence between them. But his mind warned him that some truths might shatter more than heal. What if Amy's feelings had truly changed? What if Nathan was more than just a friend now? The questions haunted him, filling every corner of his thoughts. In the quiet of the evening, Ty walked the empty streets of the town he loved, searching for answers he couldn't find. Each step echoed with memories of better times, laughter shared and promises made. But now those echoes sounded distant and hollow. He remembered the nights he stayed up late, dreaming of a future with Amy. A home full of love and warmth. Yet, with each passing moment, that dream felt like slipping sand. Ty realized that the hardest battles weren't fought with fists or words, but with courage to face the truth. The weight of hesitation was unbearable. Should he confront Amy now or wait for the right time? Could he handle the pain if things didn't go back to the way they were? The answers were unclear, but one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again. Ty's journey was at a crossroads. The silence between them was thick, and the path forward was uncertain. But the choice to face what was coming, no matter how painful, would define who he became. The story was far from over. It was just taking a new, complicated turn. Amy stood by the window, her eyes fixed on the fading light outside, but her thoughts were far away. She knew Ty had seen her with Nathan, and the weight of that moment pressed heavily on her heart. It wasn't easy for her either. Amy's feelings were tangled in a web of loyalty, friendship, and something deeper she struggled to understand: herself. She thought about the years she and Ty had shared, the laughter, the pain, the dreams they built together. Those memories were still alive inside her, but so were the changes time had brought. Being close to Nathan had given her comfort during moments Ty was distant, and slowly, something shifted between them. Amy didn't want to hurt anyone, but her heart was no longer simple or clear. Amy worried about how Ty would react. Would he be angry, sad, or would he understand that her feelings were not a betrayal but a struggle to find where she belonged? She wanted to be honest, but fear kept her silent. The love she felt for Ty had never disappeared, yet Nathan's presence was a new kind of warmth she hadn't expected. She replayed the conversations with Nathan, the quiet support, the shared smiles, the times they leaned on each other in ways that went beyond friendship. Amy didn't plan for things to become complicated, but now she faced a choice that could change everything she knew about love and family. Amy's heart was torn between two men she cared about deeply. She longed for peace, for understanding, and for the chance to find a way forward that didn't leave anyone broken. But she also knew that life rarely offered easy answers. Her mind raced with questions. How could she explain this to Ty? Could he forgive her confusion and pain? Could Nathan step back if needed? Or was the bond between Amy and Nathan already too strong to undo? As the evening shadows grew longer, Amy made a quiet promise to herself: to face the truth with courage and to follow her heart, no matter where it led. The path ahead was uncertain, but Amy knew she had to be brave for everyone's sake. Nathan stood quietly, watching the sunset paint the sky with shades of orange and pink. Inside, his heart was full of questions and doubts. He cared deeply for Amy, but he also respected Ty more than anyone else. Being caught between the two men he cared about most felt like walking on a razor's edge. Nathan remembered the days when he and Ty were like brothers, sharing jokes, hardships, and dreams. He never imagined a moment would come when he'd stand across from Ty with Amy in the middle, changing everything. Nathan's feelings for Amy grew slowly, almost without him noticing, in quiet moments when they shared hopes and fears. But Nathan never wanted to hurt Ty. He knew how much Ty and Amy had been through together. Nathan struggled with guilt and confusion. Was it possible to care for Amy and still be loyal to Ty? Could the bonds of friendship survive this test? Nathan thought about Amy's smile when they talked late into the night, about the trust they built in moments of weakness. It wasn't about breaking anyone's heart. It was about finding comfort in a world that often felt uncertain and lonely. He wondered how he could explain his feelings without causing more pain. Nathan wished things were simpler, but life had a way of making even the simplest emotions complicated. He hoped Ty would understand someday that his intentions were never to betray but to support and care for Amy when she needed it most. Nathan's heart was torn, but he knew one thing. No matter what happened, he wanted to protect both Amy and Ty. The future was unclear, but Nathan was ready to face the challenges ahead, hoping that somehow love and friendship could find a way to survive. The news of Ty seeing Amy and Nathan together spread quickly through the small town, stirring whispers and curious glances. The once peaceful streets now buzzed with tension as neighbors and friends tried to understand what was happening between the three close-knit people everyone cared about. Hearts ached quietly behind polite smiles, and unspoken questions filled the air. Ty felt the weight of the town's silent eyes on him. Every glance reminded him of what he had seen, and the painful uncertainty that followed. His friends tried to offer comfort, but Ty knew they couldn't fully understand the storm raging inside him. The man who was once the steady rock now struggled to keep his balance as his world shifted beneath his feet. Amy faced the quiet judgment of those who had known her since childhood. She felt isolated, caught between loyalty to her past with Ty and the uncertain new feelings she had for Nathan. The community she loved seemed divided, as some sympathized with her struggle while others quietly took sides. Nathan, too, bore the pressure of the town's attention. The friendship he shared with Ty was being tested in ways he never imagined. People whispered about loyalty and betrayal, making every step he took heavier. Yet Nathan tried to stay strong, knowing that the truth was more complicated than gossip could ever show. Behind closed doors, the three of them wrestled with their emotions, anger, sadness, confusion, and hope all tangled together. Their bonds were stretched thin, but the love and respect they shared still held on, fragile but real. The small town, once a place of comfort, had become the stage for a drama that none of them wanted but all had to face. This emotional fallout wasn't just about a moment caught in time. It was about the deeper wounds and hopes that came with change. The way forward was unclear, but one thing was certain. The lives of Ty, Amy, and Nathan would never be the same again. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows over Heartland, as Ty, Amy, and Nathan stood at a crossroads none of them expected to face. The pain of the past weeks hung heavy in the air, yet beneath it a fragile hope began to glow. Each knew that the future held many questions, some full of promise, others thick with uncertainty. Ty looked at Amy, his eyes searching for the familiar warmth he once knew. He wondered if their bond could survive this storm, if forgiveness could heal the cracks that had formed. Deep inside, he felt the pull of old love fighting against the fear of loss. Amy, caught between two worlds, held on to the belief that honesty could light the way forward. She wanted more than anything to find peace, not just for herself, but for both men who meant so much to her. The choices she faced were hard, but she was ready to face them with courage. Nathan, standing quietly beside them, hoped for a chance to mend what had been broken. He knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but he believed that respect and understanding might still save the friendships and love they all cherished. The town watched silently, waiting to see if the bonds of heart and friendship could be rebuilt, or if this was the beginning of an ending. The air was thick with tension, but also with possibility, because sometimes the hardest challenges bring the greatest growth. As the new season of Heartland unfolds, the question remains: will Ty, Amy, and Nathan find a way to heal together, or will the past leave scars too deep to mend? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: their story is far from over, and the journey ahead will change them all forever.